Story 1. My 22M vegan girlfriend, 21F, wants me to get rid of my cat. I can't believe I'm about to type this, but here we go. I've been dating my GF for 7 months. She's amazing and we're super compatible in a lot of ways. She is an outspoken vegan, and she made it clear at the start of our relationship that it was important to her that any potential had similar cruelty-free values. Me, already being a pescatarian, had little difficulty transitioning to a fully plant-based diet. My GF was proud of me for going cruelty-free and everything seemed well. We became the vegan couple on our college campus. Then there is my cat, Mittens. I've had her for 3 years and I adore her. She's such a sweet and cuddly cat. However, my GF was always a little apprehensive around her, and she blamed it on not growing up around cats. After a while we sort of made a tacit agreement to mostly hang out at her apartment instead of mine, so Mittens never really came up again in conversation. Fast forward through all the quarantine stuff. My GF and I have spent a lot of time together during this pandemic and we've started talking about taking our relationship to the next level. We began seriously looking at either buying a new apartment together or having one of us move in with the other. However, after a lot of talking and planning, my GF sat me down and dropped a bombshell on me. She said that with this next phase of the relationship, she did not see a future with me unless I was willing to give away Mittens. She said that she believed owning a cat is unconscionable for vegans, because they hunt mice and eat meat, and because the very act of owning a pet is a violation of vegan principles. I was stunned. I told her that I was absolutely not willing to give up Mittens, and she had no choice but to eat meat, so I was reducing harm as much as possible by buying reputable brands of cat food. Plenty of vegans own cats and think along those same lines. My GF got mad and said, "How much flesh does your cat eat? How many animals died to make all that food? Would you be okay with that being human flesh?" I got mad and told my GF that I would have really appreciated her telling me about her cat opinions before we got serious. She went on and on about cats killing animals. I ended the conversation there. I was so angry that I left my GF's apartment. And I snuggled with Mittens when I got home. Although the mood soured a bit when my GF sent me a link to a Reddit thread advocating for the extinction of domestic cats. Sigh. I think it goes without saying that I am not going to get rid of my cat. However, it pains me to think that an otherwise wonderful relationship could be ending because of a difference in ideology. I don't even really understand where my GF is coming from because, like I said, a lot of vegans own cats. Now granted, cat ownership can be a controversial topic in vegan circles and I probably would not have gotten a cat if I had been vegan at the time, but I have Mittens now, and she deserves to eat. Yes, I've researched vegan cat food, but Mittens has some digestive issues and my vet strongly cautions against it. I've talked to some of my vegan and vegetarian friends and they all think my GF has lost her mind. Some have suggested that it's not about Mittens and my GF just wants an excuse to end it. They probably don't understand why I haven't broken up yet, but I care about my GF so much. I'd hate for this bizarre curveball to be the end of a beautiful thing. I want to try and work something out. Where do I even go from here? I will not compromise on Mittens and I don't think my GF will compromise either. Edit. Wow, this completely blew up while I was asleep. I am trying to read every comment but there are a lot. Also, please allow me to take this moment to reiterate that my GF's views are not representative of those held by the wider vegan community. Update. First of all, let me say thank you for everyone who offered advice. There are over 7,000 comments on my original post and I have dozens of PMs. Frankly, I'm still pretty overwhelmed with the magnitude of the response. I did my best to read most everyone's comments, but obviously I couldn't get to everything. I would also like to preempt this post by saying, as many users pointed out, that my GF's extreme views on domestic cats are not representative of the vegan, vegetarian community as a whole. I do think that, sometimes, new vegans can be a little overzealous. In reality, most of us are just doing the best that we can to not hurt animals. I did not expect to generate a big debate in the comments. So, we broke up, obviously. I would never, ever give up my cat Mittens. Many users said that this situation was about control, not veganism, and looking back, I do see a pattern of control on my GF's part. I was blind to it, I guess. I called my GF and said I was not willing to give up Mittens under any circumstances, and given the recent issues we'd had, and our incompatible views, I thought it was best that we parted ways. I said she deserved a partner that shared her values. She then asked if we were breaking up. I said yes. There was some anger on her end, but otherwise the situation actually went better than I expected. So, yeah, that's really it. Thanks again to everyone who offered advice. It really helped. Story 2. Yesterday I froze during sex and my girlfriend asked if we should stop. I said yes and she backed off. I've never been treated like this before. I am 23, and I've been raped before. Twice. I've been sexually assaulted too, and this has affected me and subsequent relationships a lot. 2 days ago my girlfriend, 23, was in my lap and we were making out and suddenly the images of rape came into my mind and I froze. She obviously sensed it and asked if everything was okay, but I couldn't answer and I'd begun to sweat. She got off my lap and asked if I wanted to talk, but I still couldn't say anything. Then she asked if she should leave the room and I gave a small nod. She just grabbed her phone from the table and left. This has never happened with me. Nobody has listened to my no before. It feels weird, different? I don't know. Next morning when I woke up she had made breakfast and left me a note saying if I wanted to talk I could call her anytime. She came over after work and I thanked her for listening to me. I was almost in tears. She welled up too and said no obviously means no, but hesitation means no too. And that she would never knowingly hurt me. I've never been treated like this before. My parents were shit, and almost every relationship I've had, 3, were also similarly shit. But she's different. She's been my rock when I've fallen low. She cooks for me because she wants me to be healthy. She leaves notes of affirmation all over the house for me to find and is generally the most genuine amazing person I've ever met. I want to show my gratitude to her and want to tell her how much she means to me, but I don't know how. Also, it's still weighing on me how my say matters to her. Never in my life have I ever been treated this way. So how do I tell how much she means to me? And will I stop feeling this way? Edit. Oh my god, y'all. I never expected this kind of response. I'm trying to read through them all, but thank you so much. To clarify a few things, almost everyone who commented suggested therapy. Therapy is super expensive and I'm already working to pay for school, but yes, I've started therapy. It's been about 5 months now. Just taking baby steps here. Secondly, y'all gave a ton of good ideas, but I think I'm gonna write her a letter and maybe arrange for a small picnic for the two of us. I know she'll love it. For those saying I should propose, that's definitely the plan, just not now. And to those who shared their similar experiences, thank you. It gave me an insight and I hope things look up for you. And for all those who said I'm a pussy for getting raped or I'm lying, I'm sorry, but I can't make y'all believe me. I hope y'all feel better after this. Again, thank you so much for your kind comments. Y'all are amazeballs. Update. As I said in earlier, I wrote her a letter and it was much more difficult than I thought it would be. But I wrote what was in my heart and how much I loved her and thanked her for supporting me. I made some of her favorite snacks and took her to a small park nearby. We ate and watched the sunset together and then I gave her the letter I wrote. She cried and hugged me and we sat there talking about future aspects. And then I showed the post to her. She welled up again and asked if she could come to a few therapy sessions with me so that she could understand better what I was going through. Also, it might help her not burn out. I will talk to my therapist about it and we'll see how it turns out. But that's about it. We went home, watched a movie and went to bed. I seriously feel so lucky to have her in my life. Here's to hoping for our best future together. Oh, and I seriously cannot thank you guys enough. Every single one of you who commented, even the rude ones, have made a difference. Seriously, y'all are amazeballs. I know many said to not say it ever again, but I like it so. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart.